The Star Citizen schedule is out. Let's see what they've got for us, man. I mean, this could be very good. We've already gone over what we think is going to be there after being uneducated on the topic. Now we're going to get to see finally what they have planned, and I will create a video towards the end of this week then giving a more proper idea of what we can see. Event schedule is out. Event map is out. Okay, cool. So we'll jump into the schedule first. Looks like it's just a picture that you can download yourself. Okay. Saturday, October 21st, I believe it is. Doors open at 9. That's what I was expecting. Good timing. Their first panel will be at 11. We got plenty of time to do some interviews and stuff for those first couple hours. Shaping the Verse, the future of Star Engine. Holy crap. They're referring to it as Star Engine and they're setting the precedent. That's good. That's solid. Good. I like that. They say from pixel to persistent universe and everything in between. Join us as we showcase the power and depth of Star Engine, enabling the seamless scale that push our games to the cutting edge of industry technology and beyond. We should be getting that all the time. Every year, we should be getting a solid update on like engine-wide improvements, what they're doing in major ways. So I'm hoping that we hear about audio, rendering, AI, all at the same time here, but let's see what else they're going to be giving us throughout the days. So after that, the next panel is 12:30, an hour and a half later. Fix it and fly it. Want to get a look at resource management in action? Ooh, here we showcase an exciting upcoming gameplay role that shakes up the vehicle experience, continues our journey towards multi-crew gameplay, and affects all life in the verse as we know it. This is another big one. This one is gonna be probably a more actual gameplay version of what we saw last year with the in-engine stuff. That stuff was good. It showed us the potential. It also gave us some insight into how they're going to have different roles on ships. So you'll be able to assign the roles. Say, you're a turret gunner, so you can't access the engineering bay. You are the navigator, so you can't access the turrets. You're the pilot, so you can't access the hangar bay, that kind of thing. We'll also be involved in this, in addition to power, gravity, life support, cooling, and all that kind of stuff. It will not be repair gameplay, but this will factor into repair at some point. After that is the cosplay competition. I won't be participating, but we will probably be there filming or watching. We will definitely be filming and doing interviews all throughout this day when we're not in a panel. Me and Mrs. Tomato, we've got filming gear, microphones, all that stuff. We'll try and do most of it live, but a lot of it's going to come out as videos as well. She is going to likely interview the cosplay people, so keep an eye out for that. After that at 2, we got a late lunch break, and going into 3 p.m. that day, talking ship. There's always got to be it. Presenting this year's newly released vehicles with a focus on how lore of the past is shaping vehicles of the future, as well as a look at the pipeline itself and the new methodologies within. I'm guessing we're going to see the Spirits, the Santok Yai, the Argo SRV, the Tumbrel Storm, the G12, the X1, the Apollo, maybe the Apollo. We just got an update on that. We might see something new on the Hawk, but I'm guessing that'll be day 2, hopefully with bounty hunting stuff. Wondering if they're going to show us any future ships, because they specifically said this year's newly released ships. I'm guessing they've got to show us a concept or something. So expected, they're going to talk about ships and the pipeline itself. I'm hoping that is looking into kind of the stuff they're doing to speed it up, specifically looking at capital ships. Hopefully this is talking more definitively about what they're doing when they talk about concept ships being released, how long ships might be in concept before being made, their future plans on getting rid of the backlog. Like, I'm hoping this panel is more about the actual deliverables of ship making and not just the new ships they are making. I do understand, though, that that's a heavy marketing moment for them. Next up, we got Navigating the Universe. Travel with us to the forefront of navigation with a look at the evolution of UI features that help players view, engage, and interact with their surroundings, offering exciting new perspectives on the Star Citizen universe. I called this one. I mean, it's kind of a given. UI updates are huge. We'll probably see the star map. We'll probably see interaction system, scanning and radar on the FPS side, new HUDs on ships. I don't think they'll still be talking about Moby-Glass, but I do think this is a lot about the UI. It says navigating the universe. So they're very much focused on navigation and exploration. This might also show us the upcoming quantum travel rework. and the stuff that goes into that and Quantum Boost. I'm not sure though. So interact with surroundings, that's the new interaction system. View and engage the game, that's your mini map, your interior map, your star map, your local map, your radar, your scanning on the FPS side. But what I don't know is whether or not this dips into navigation in terms of actual exploration gameplay, or if it is, they just mean like the star map, because that also has to do with navigation. At 7 o'clock, the venue closes, so we'll have, this is probably an hour and a half panel. It's probably an hour. Yeah, I'm thinking these panels are probably about an hour at most, 40 minutes maybe. So we'll have a couple of hours to do more interviews, just say hi and kind of meander over those last couple hours. The second day, this is a lot more spread out too. I mean, you're looking at, 8 hours probably, and only 4 panels. So they're trying to spread this out a lot more and make it more comfortable for folks. We would have normally gotten all the panels in one day here. Next day, doors open at 9, expected. And yeah, there's also the tournament, the combat tournaments going on in between the panels. So a lot more details will be coming out about what's going on in between these panels, because there's going to be a lot of in-person stuff too for anybody who's going. But the doors open at 9 a.m. next day, expected. 11 a.m., starting at the same time, character advancement. We explore the outlaw styles found on the far frontier, the new technologies enabling our new generation of character customization, and the much anticipated arrival of diverse coiffeur. What is coiffeur? Is that French? Freaking a person's hairstyle. Okay, so this is going to focus. It is a hairstyle? Okay. This is I see. I'm not cultured enough for that. So this is going to be the character creator, which it's been a little bit low key. I don't know how much they've advanced on it over the last year, but they've been dropping hints here and there. They've talked about feature parity in terms of animations and clothing and stuff between the female and the male characters. They've talked a lot about hair over the last 5 years. So this could be, God, this could be so big. Hair! Finally! Maybe I can wear like an afro or something, you know? They're also talking here about the outlaw style of gameplay. It's a little more significant than it sounds. Outlaw is essentially what they're calling piracy, I believe. And piracy gameplay is like, you can talk about professions, you can talk about cargo hauling and mining and salvaging and refueling and all this stuff, but you can't draw an equivalent value to piracy. Piracy is not just taking a profession and going with it. Piracy is changing the entire game around you. The way you have to interact with players, NPCs, the space stations you can go to, the places you can fly, who's going to be the overarching law in your home. Like, piracy is going to be a very different type of game, so I can see them starting to break this out as its own subject more and more. And the fact that it's happening in character advancement might mean that they didn't have a good panel to put it in. It also could just mean that they feel what they're doing in terms of advancement or progression has a lot to do with that. Maybe reputation on the outlaw side. After this panel, 1 hour later, so they are doing a little bit more panels, it looks like, on the second day. Life in the first person, sorry. Get an up-close and personal look at upcoming major improvements to first-person gameplay. That includes diversified combat AI, overhauled weapon handling, and how we're shaping a more immersive, dynamic universe through seamless and tactile interactions. So this is maybe... I mean, this literally says how you interact with your surroundings. That could be talking about specifically the scanning feature. So maybe they won't go over the interaction update here, or maybe they'll just barely touch on it, and this is more talking about scanning and exploration, whereas this sounds like it's definitely talking about the interaction system, how we're shaping a more immersive, dynamic universe through seamless and tactile interactions. So definitely more quality of life sort of improvements on how we use the game, and I think that's one of the worst parts of the game is like, it feels really clunky to interact with. Feels jittery, it feels like things don't interact how they should. Sometimes animations are broken. So this will be good to see. Just think it means clothing style. Oh, outlaw styles. Oh, okay. That's a good point. Good call, Austin. This might just be, yeah, outlaw clothing styles. found on the Far Frontier. Not nearly as exciting. Next panel, starting at 1 p.m., about an hour later, so they're staying on track. Taking flight. We launch into the next iteration of Star Citizen's flight experience and explore impending improvements for every aspect of space and atmospheric traversal, combat, and interaction. This would be our best chance to see the new version of quantum travel. Man, I really hope we get to see that. This panel could show us kind of what exploration gameplay is going to look like. Quantum travel, quantum boost, navigation mode. Obviously, this will look at master modes as well, but I think we'll hear about our control surfaces and how aerodynamics will affect ships too. They'll probably use the Gladius as their showcase for that. 2 o'clock, lunch break. Lunch break, same time as the day before, with a couple extra panels coming up afterward. First is Living on the Edge. We delve into the living conditions and environments of outlaws and settlers trying to carve out an existence beyond the safety of the UEE, megacorporations, and other confines of the 30th century. So this is what I thought this was, right? I was like, okay, so this is all about outlaw gameplay and the style that you would be playing in Pyro. No, as Austin and y'all said, this is probably clothes. But this does sound like they're looking at outlaw gameplay. So this is our Pyro panel, I think, Living on the Edge. This is going to be what seems to be about the difference between playing in Pyro and playing in Stanton. That being, it's all about the frontier and you don't have Stanton and Shubin and all these people to back you up. We'll see. That should be interesting to see. Hopefully they dive deep into reputation there. Last panel we get would be Destination Adventure. From high up in orbit down to the surface of our planets and deep into the underground, we delve into new interactions, missions, and gameplay, and more coming to the Star Citizen universe on all levels. Interesting description. So they're talking about space-based missions, outpost-based missions, UGF-based missions, and just new missions in general, it seems. This would need to be where I hear about Quantum. Yeah, it's super open-ended. Because of all the talk about Quantum and how the actual system works, or because of the talk about the missions and how the systems work, I would really want this to be a talk about Quantum. There is nothing on here about the economy. It hurts me. That's some shallow stuff. This feels shallow to you. There are a couple things that I'm definitely missing from this panel that we're not getting, but I won't say they aren't going to go over it. You never know really what pops up that's not officially talked about in these 2-sentence descriptions. So they didn't talk about the audio engine, right? I wanted to see Claudius, but I'm guessing that could be included in the Star Engine talk. There's no talk about crafting, which is fine. I didn't really expect that. Maybe they would talk about crafting when they talk about Living on the Edge. It'd be on theme, but I think they do a whole panel for that. Building interiors. That could also be something that they talk about with missions on the planet's surface. Refinery gameplay is not something we see here. That again could be talked about in Pyro, but I kind of doubt it. I think refinery gameplay is actually pretty far away. But like, honestly, a lot of this is stuff that I wanted to see. We've got female character updates, mission giver updates, SRV, Santok Yai, Spirit. Those will all be covered for sure. I guess server meshing would be included in this. So server meshing's probably being mentioned. Ship roles and engineering are in Fix It and Fly It. Control surfaces are in Taking Flight. AI improvements are here. Life in the first person. FPS radar and scanning down here. Rendering advancements probably in here. Maelstrom, I don't know. Damage system they didn't actually specifically mention, but that might be in the engine discussion as well. So that was all of those features I just said were all of the things I had on my definite at CitizenCon thing. Everything except for EVA Tier 2. And I think, honestly, yeah, seamless and tactile interactions might be hinting at EVA Tier 2. Most of the stuff I wanted to see is on the schedule. It's not even like stuff I'm guessing is going to be there. It's like stuff they've explicitly mentioned. So this is a solid schedule so far, I think. I'm hoping that they talk about Quantum here, but it is actually worrying that there's nothing super focused on Quantum on this talk. Maybe they'll squeeze something in another panel, but they got to talk about that. So there's no bounty hunting gameplay panel. There's no Quantum panel. They've got to cover those, man. Bounty Hunting V2, you can't not have that at this CitizenCon, right? Now, they don't have any sort of keynote on this schedule. Maybe they'll fit something in with this first one here, but like, where's Bounty Hunting? Let's talk about the map for the event. So we've got the LA Convention Center. It looks like it's only going to be part of it. Can't tell. I'm not getting a good sense of scale. I don't see any sort of distinction of distances, but this theater is going to be pretty large. So this whole area is going to be pretty big, although it is one very central place. I thought it would be more spread out. So really, we're going to be able to do everything in one location. We've got the entrance to the... It's very themed. Wow. Got the entrance. We got a human-scaled dragonfly that people can sit on and take pictures. To be announced is in the C section. Whatever this is, obviously it's already figured out, so they just don't want to announce it, which means it's a surprise. Likely Squadron 42, like you guys were saying. Fighter Flight, the Atmo Esports section, where they'll be doing a live showcasing of the fights. We'll be doing interviews over there with some of the people taking part. Content Creator Corner. What is that? Where is that? I can't even see that on the map. It's just off to the very, very side, like out the back. Oh yeah, okay, it's like right there next to the... What is Content Creator Corner? I wonder what that's supposed to be. Merch Store on the F there. Threads, it looks like they are doing some marketing for the new Meta social media website there. That's good. I guess maybe we'll see Meta at the convention. I'm kidding, that's dumb. General Lounge is right here in the middle, so this will be where you kind of chill, talk to people. Probably where we're doing a lot of our interviews and stuff for our content. VIP Lounge, we can't go there. That's the special chilling area, and for all the people who are going to the after party as well. Big ups to you. And then we've got the community booths all happening right next to this sort of central location. CIG, Test Squadron, Ultima, HubNet, Cosplay Community. So that's not really an org, but a group of people. I guess not. These aren't all orgs, but you get what I mean. Imperium, Equinox, and Vanguard, the Corporation, Atmo, JRDF might have something really cool. They do some of their, like, they actually manufacture parts from the game. United Space Confederation, Atlas, Sol, Tesseract, Sol Citizens, Quantum Jump Systems, Xion, Walkers of Sigma, Asus, Republic of Gaming. ROG is going to have a booth? Interesting. So that's the map. That's how it works out. Most of the fun stuff will take place at this theater. But the layout is interestingly themed. I wonder how heavy it's going to go. Like, how much effort are they putting into what this is going to look like as opposed to just communications? But this is the first in-person event in a while. They really want to go hard on it. So, yeah, maybe we'll see a new Asus ROG exclusive ship deal. Who knows? So, yeah, that's the map. Looks like all of the, like, big player groups and orgs are trying to do community booths. We've also got, like, a couple of different places you can go and hang out and check out in between panels, but I'm betting a lot of the stuff's going to be happening outside of the convention center as well. Parties and meetups and dinners and stuff. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I'm pumped, guys. So yeah, that's everything that we know right now. Obviously, there's still a lot to be revealed, I think, in the next couple weeks and the day of. They're being kind of secretive with both the schedule and the map with some stuff, but we'll get more on that soon. Either way, let the conspiracy theories fly, and we'll check in on Discord, see what you have to say.